So I tell them sons of bitches, I said, hey, forget the bacon. Give me a piece of cornbread and some whiskey and I'll be on my way. Well, them Russians didn't appreciate that too much because they shoved a fork so far up my ass.
You hear that?
God damn it, I told Martha to lock those ostriches up last week.
No, it's wind.
Wind?
Yeah, wind. Blowing sand through a desert.
What in the fuck?
No, it's birds. Birds chirping in a distant rainforest.
Bitch, we're in Montana. There ain't no goddamn rainforest around here.
Wait, no, it's high quality, authentic, royalty-free background music kindly provided by Artlist.
What the hell is Artlist?
Artlist is an online music library with thousands of royalty-free songs and sound effects. The best part? There's only one unlimited license. That means you can use the songs and sound effects you download whenever you want, however you want, and for as long as you want to use them. I'm talking TV, commercial, personal, client work, YouTube, whatever you need music for, Artlist has you covered.
Did you just weave an ad into my Russian mafia story?
Yeah, I think I did.
Well, I must admit that was pretty damn smooth.
What's up, everybody? I hope you guys enjoyed the return of the infamous Ricky. I have so much fun filming these damn skits. Definitely going to try to make more of them and bring Ricky back more frequently. It's such a good writing exercise, such a good filmmaking exercise. But anyway, I do want to quickly mention that the only types of advertisements you will ever see here on this YouTube channel are from products or services that I actually believe in and use on a regular basis. Artlist reached out to me a couple of months ago, asked if I wanted to partner up and make a video about them for my YouTube channel. I said I'm not comfortable endorsing something that I haven't used for at least 6 weeks or 2 months or so, and they said no problem, use it for as long as you need. If you like it, we can move forward. If not, no worries. So I've been using it for about 2 months now and can safely say that it is fantastic. There's tons of different music options to choose from a wide variety of genres. I can easily find a song to match the style of video that I'm shooting for, and the best part, there's only one unlimited license. I cannot stress this enough, how convenient this is. That means I can download a song on Artlist, use it for a YouTube video, use it for a wedding video, use it for a commercial project, an advertisement, a company highlight reel, whatever I need to use it for. The one license covers it all. That is something that you just don't find in many royalty-free online music platforms. So if anybody is in need of royalty-free music or sound effects, definitely check out Artlist. If you sign up using the link in my description, you will get a bonus 2 months as well as directly support my channel. Without further ado, let's jump into today's video where I go out to my friend's apartment in Seattle, shoot some portraits with the Pentax 6x7 on Cinestill 800T and Ilford Delta 3200.
Did you drop it?
To face the world this way. All I know is that my heart lay on my sleeve. I ain't too good at blending in, my face too hard to bleach. Keeping up like I should act right and get it right with every makes me weak. Oh, I've tried all these things, just don't feel right. Baby, it's all for feeling like my tomorrow. It's why I've been dimming down my sights. Baby, it's all for feeling like my tomorrow. I've tried all these things, just don't feel right. Baby, it's all for
So I just want to briefly jump in and give some thoughts on Cinestill 800T for portrait use, because this was the first time I'd really shot portraits on Cinestill 800T. I was really pleasantly surprised. It handled the skin tones really well, and the highlight roll-off is beautiful, even more beautiful than portrait in my opinion. It's super smooth. You can see the light coming through the window is just gloriously smooth. And the only gripe I have is that in the shadows and the blacks, there seemed to be a bit of a maroonish tint, but this was extremely easy to correct. Literally just drop the shadows down, and that corrected that kind of odd color cast. And it also added a nice kind of dramatic element to the photos, just created an overall more neutral image. Really, really impressed with Cinestill 800T for portraits, and will definitely be shooting more of it in the future.
We could drive along an ocean reflecting the sun, or make a bed of green atop a wide open scene. Under a canvas of blue, I would draw ever nearer to you, to feel the dew on your skin. That is how it would begin. For summer is for falling in love.
Sweet.
We could stay out late until the sun sets past 8, and the cotton candy haze mirrors the warmth of your gaze. Raise your glass to mine, and as we drink, we would lock eyes, so we could disregard the thought of ever having to part. For summer is for falling in love.
So I'm going to talk about the concept behind this last photo that you're about to see. Essentially, I had one shot left on the roll of 3200. I wanted to do something a bit experimental, a bit out of my comfort zone. The idea that I had in my head was to create the illusion that this ghost was moving throughout Emma's living room. The key here is I wanted to make it seem like it was moving, not just standing still. And in order to do that, I knew that I needed to have some sort of motion blur type effect behind the ghost to give that sense that it was leaving, kind of some of its ghostly material behind it, right? It was distorting the air behind it. And I knew that would hopefully sell the fact that this ghost was in motion, that it was moving. So I set my camera to f/22 because I wanted everything to be in focus. The motion blur to be in focus, the buildings outside to be in focus so that you could see what she was looking at. I wanted everything to be in focus. So then it was down to what shutter speed do I shoot this at? This is where I had no idea what to do, because I didn't want it to seem like it was just one of her bodies, and then another one of her bodies, and then another one of her bodies, leading all the way up to the window. I didn't want it to seem like there was just 10 of her bodies, all leading all the way up to the window. I wanted it to just kind of be this one continuous blur of a figure to really sell that motion aspect of this image that I was going for. So I ended up with a 45-second exposure because I didn't want it to be too long where that motion blur effect would be too prominent, but I didn't want it to be too short where you really couldn't see anything. And I thought 45 seconds would be kind of a nice middle ground for that. So essentially what I had Emma do was for 20 seconds, just slowly, continuously walk towards the window in all just kind of one seemingly effortless movement towards the window. And then for the last 20 seconds, I had her stand completely still at the window so that all that light could really paint her figure and body into that portion of the frame, to make it seem like she had just drifted through the living room and then ended up right at the edge of the window to look out over the city. Now, from the final image, from the final result, you can see that my exposure time was clearly not long enough. Definitely should have been a little bit longer here, probably 2 or 3 minutes. I thought that 45 seconds would be enough time to really sell that motion blur effect and then also paint her body into that part of the frame, but both needed to be longer. I think I would have had her walk towards the window for maybe 40 seconds, maybe a minute, to really get more of that motion blur aspect in there, and then I probably would have had her stand still at the window for maybe another minute or so, because from looking at this final image, you can clearly tell that there's a body at the edge of the window. That's pretty obvious, and I like the fact that you can see through the body as well. I think that's a really cool aspect, and it really sells the fact that this is like a ghost type figure. But the motion blur is almost non-existent. You can kind of get a picture of it because of her striped shirt moving through the air behind her. That rendered into the frame relatively well, and I would have liked to have that entire walking motion be a bit longer and also have her stand at the edge of the window for a bit longer as well, just to really sell the overall effect and make it more clearly visible to the viewer. But overall, I think this image is actually really cool, and it's definitely a concept that I'd like to nail in the future. Well, guys, that's going to wrap up this week's video. Thank you very much for watching. Hope y'all are staying safe and healthy out there, and I'll catch you next week. Peace.
For summer is for falling